Hello, it's Kevin Burrowes here, back with another of our podcasts on responsible AI. It's evolving at an extraordinary rate and the technology is moving fast and we're trying to move just as fast. But our CEO survey told us that keeping up with the pace of technology change is the number one concern for Australian CEOs. So how can we seize AI responsibly and use it to grow? Who better to ask than the winner of the PwC AI Innovator of the Year Award, Assurance Director David Marr. David, great to have you with us today in the podcast. Really appreciate. What do you think are the biggest challenges and risks of building these innovative AI solutions?
Let's start off with the risks. And I think probably the first risk when it comes to AI for everyone is actually the risk of not doing it. So it's a journey. It's new. It may be a bit scary, but it is moving. And my biggest ask and my biggest motivation for everyone is to get started. As they say, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. But when it comes in the world of AI, it's 1,000 miles this year, but it may be 2,000 miles next year. So as soon as you start, the better. And when it comes to adopting AI responsibly, data time and time comes up again as the biggest challenge individuals and organizations have. So the solution there really is, when we look to innovate and scale AI in certain areas of the organization or our daily lives, start off with the area that you have good, clean data governance. That's usually a good starting point. And in many ways, AI innovation requires innovation of ourselves. So we are creatures of habit, and it does take a bit of a shifting mindset.
We've talked about this on a couple of the other podcasts we've done, which is, for it to be responsible, we need to have sort of humans at the helm the whole time. Say a little bit about, what do you think responsible use is, David, and what does oversight look like in your mind? You're our innovator of the year. You're pushing ahead. You're charging ahead. But you want to do that responsibly. I know.
The best way I like to everyone to describe it is almost like something that we're going to relate to cars, self-driving cars. I believe you're a bit of a petrol head yourself. Yes, so, traditionally we drive our cars and that's human in the loop. We have our hands on the steering wheel, put our foot on the pedals and we steer where it goes. Yeah. On the other end, it's human out of the loop, self-driving, fully autonomous cars. What good responsible AI looks like is about striking that good balance in the middle. So human at the helm. What does that look like? In many ways, a lot of the modern car technology has that already, which is it's autonomous, it's self-driving, but it checks and it makes sure you are there at the driver's seat, your hand is on the steering wheel, and you're paying attention. And if you're not, it flags and it turns off autonomous and tells you to start putting your hand and start taking over.
The bong, bong, bong that goes on in all these cars today. Innovation is right at the heart of this. What advice would you give to individuals, businesses, big and small, around how to go around that innovation without compromising too much around the AI sort of responsibility angle?
When it comes to AI, don't let failure be a dictator of something that's not successful. And what I mean by that is I see a lot of businesses, teams, individuals give it a go, and they may not get there at the first try. And just because you try to build something and it doesn't do exactly what you want it to do, don't think of that as a failure. If you just keep at it, put in the time, that eventually will pay off. And the things you build will get closer and closer, it will get better and better. And you'll get there at the end and it'll all click through.
Tried to build my own agents. It's been a really interesting journey for me personally, trying to learn. What's your advice for people around having a go at these sorts of things? And what would you say to them?
Just like most things in life, AI is a momentum game. Go for the low-hanging fruit first. Start off with the easy wins, get some runs on the board. Then that way you convince the people around you, change the mind of the naysayers, start off with the areas that has great data, but go for the low-hanging fruit first, get the easy wins on board and drive that momentum to bigger and better things.
And just to build on that a little bit, you know, what do we say to our people? Hey, there's so much content out there to learn. I mean, it's you know, pick something you're interested in. You'll go and find the content easily on YouTube or whatever, you know, and go and learn. Now, is that good advice?
Absolutely. If you try to, you're almost drinking from a fire hydrant. If you try to get everything, there is something for everyone. So start off with an interest. If you may be interested in cooking, start off building something around cooking and recipes and agents to help you with that. That will put you in a great steer on an area that you're really passionate about. And you'll enjoy it too.
Yeah, and it's good fun. Huh? So what excites you the most about the future of AI, the untapped opportunities of it, and where do you think it's heading?
It's a very, very deep question. And I think we've all seen lots of even very, very smart people try to make predictions on technology in the future and for it to come short or look completely different. So I think we as a community tend to overestimate the short term and underestimate the long term. Now, I won't give an exact prediction on where I think this is going to look like and all the different features in the future, but I'll say this, that if we look back at really pioneering breakthrough technologies in the past, the technologies sort of are born into a legacy world. When the first automobile came around, you know, we had cobbled roads because they were made for horse and carts and chariots. When the internet was first invented, you know, it had to be used on old school telephone wires and cabling. And it's not until further on down the track that the rest of society and all the infrastructure we have around us has caught up that we're really able to see the power of this technology. So while AI today, we're all thinking about how can we use it to help us write our emails and do our Word documents and do our PowerPoints and Excel, I think in the future, very similar to when we replace telephone cables with optic fiber cables and replace cobbled roads with new roads and put EV charging stations around the country, all these things are going to change. While the technology is moving ahead, everything around it into our day-to-day lives will also change and evolve and be in really an AI world of the future.
So David, brilliant hearing from you, our PwC Innovator of the Year. Congratulations on all you're doing with this innovation.
My pleasure.
It's fantastic to have you with us today.
Thank you.
I hope you've enjoyed that episode on AI and innovation and all the episodes we've recorded so far. Thanks very much indeed. Bye-bye.